based,
1 second, counsel. How much time are you requesting?
20 minutes.
Okay. 20 minutes for a total hearing. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
You may proceed.
All right. The non-disclosure in favor of mother for the third party will continue. Father will continue. The parties will continue to be joint managing conservators, with the father having the right to designate the residents of the children in Dallas and any contiguous counties. Child support. Mother has now had another child, so child support is now $231. There will be a judgment as of July 31st, 2024 for her child support arrears in the amount of $868.45, and she will pay $25 a month toward those arrears beginning September 1st, 2024. The current child support will begin September 1st, 2024. A father will continue to maintain health insurance. Mother will reimburse that at the 9% of $113 per month beginning 9/1/2024. There'll be dental. Father will maintain the dental insurance. Mother will reimburse at the 1.5% of $18 a month beginning beginning September 1st, 2021. And mother agrees to go into choices. And that is the extent of the agreement. So with that, I will call Mr. Jackson. Please state your name, sir.
Mitchell Jackson.
So I'm just asking you about the agreed portions. Are those in fact your agreements?
Yes, that's fine.
Is it in the best interest of your children?
Yes.
Are you asking the court to approve those agreements and make them the order of the court?
Yes.
All right, I'll pass the witness.
I have no question.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Ms. Warren, with your next
I'll call Ms. Taylor. Ms. Taylor, please state your name.
Destiny Taylor.
You've got some feedback there. Did you hear and understand the agreement as I stated on the record?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that in fact your agreement?
Yes.
Is it in the best interest of your children?
Yes.
Okay. Pass the witness.
No question.
Court accepts the partial. You may proceed, counsel.
Okay, I'll call Mr. Jackson again. Mr. Jackson, has there been any safety concerns that have arisen since this temporary order, April 2024?
Yes.
Okay, explain to the court what has happened since this temporary order that would affect your safety or the safety of the children.
Yes, back in April, my daughter.
April of what year?
April of this year.
Okay.
2024. I had got home from work and my daughter, she told me that she was feeling uncomfortable because she had talked on the phone with
Objection, hearsay.
Okay, so sir, when counsel makes an objection, please stop the testimony and so sustain. So Mr. Jackson, you cannot tell me what someone else said. Only the conversation between you and Ms. Taylor. Ms. Taylor is here, but no one else, okay?
Okay.
All right, and so
I'm just going to see it to the part.
Without saying what your daughter said, what's the concern?
The concern was I didn't like her talking on the phone with her boyfriend without my acknowledgement. And I told him that when we was talking, I got a little threat with the whole
hearsay. Objection is going into hearsay.
Well, I'm gonna overrule. You said you received the threat, Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Okay. Who was the threat from?
From her boyfriend.
And what was, in essence, the threat without telling me verbatim, word for word? Was it to harm you, to harm the child?
Yes, I took it as to harm me.
Did you report that to the police?
No, I called the office because it wasn't.
Did you discuss that with Ms. Taylor?
Yes, I did.
What was Ms. Taylor's response to the threat and the phone call?
Yes, she didn't think it was a threat. Well, with that, I didn't tell her about that situation, but I'm trying to get to the last situation that it was. But the first situation, I didn't say anything about it. I just let it go. But with the last situation, when he asked me to come to the office.
Objection, hearsay.
When I was told,
wait, 1 second. He asked you to come to the office is what he said. So
Yeah.
I'm going to overrule.
Okay.
Okay. So now go ahead with your testimony.
Okay. I was told to come to the office, which is my apartment's office. And I told him I would not be doing that. And I just got the message, oh, say less. But the essence of like that message, I took it as harm, as a physical harm, because I already took into account that he already told me that he doesn't mind us
Objection,
going to
hearsay.
war.
Okay, sustain. Don't tell me what he said. Okay, so he invited you to the office at your building and you took that as a threat and you didn't report it to the police. That's a concern, is what you're saying, as well as you didn't want her current boyfriend to speak to the child on the phone. Do I have that right? Is that what you're saying?
No, that was a separate situation.
I understand it's a separate situation. I'm asking you, is that not what you're testifying to, saying that that's a concern?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And this is my question. Although you didn't like him talking to her, did he say anything? And don't tell me, did he say anything that's inappropriate or wouldn't be a conversation to have with a child?
No, but my daughter was very uncomfortable with it, though.
Okay. How old is your daughter?
My daughter is 8.
Okay. Next question, Ms. Warren.
Okay, so are you asking the court to make an order where your information is not disclosed in this court order?
Yes.
Okay. And has there been any actual family violence that you need to report to the court?
Nothing hasn't happened yet.
Okay. Or any actual direct threat of family violence?
No, nothing hasn't happened yet.
Okay. So when this happened, the last instance when he asked you to come to the office, what date was that?
That was.
You said the first one was April. Was this after the first one?
Yes, that was after the one in April.
Okay, so was it May?
It was. I'm trying to give you the actual date. It was May 22nd.
I'm good on that. It was this year.
Okay.
You might want to move on because you're going to lose your time on some other stuff.
You'll see why it matters. You'll see what matters, Judge. Okay, after that instance in May, did you take the children to see their mother anymore?
No. Well, no. And I told her that we can do supervised visitation, and she didn't want to do that. She wanted them to still go over there.
But the temporary order was for you to take the children to her residence on the Saturdays following the 1st, 3rd, and 5th Fridays from noon to 6. Is that correct?
Yes, but the safety concerns.
Okay, because of your conversation with her boyfriend, you didn't do that anymore, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
so what visitation are you asking the court to order right now?
Supervised visitation.
Okay, the same time, 1st, 3rd, 5th Saturdays from noon to 6?
Yes.
Where would this take? Who would supervise? Who would be the supervisor? You or someone else?
Yeah, it would be me.
Okay, and where would you propose that it be?
I know she doesn't have a car transportation, so it can be anywhere where she lives, like close to where she lives.
Okay, and you want her to choose the place?
Yeah, she can choose the place, but it has to be in public.
Okay.
And I want to make sure I understand something, Mr. Jackson. So what you're saying is you denied the visits because of this phone call and him inviting you to the office.
Yes, and also of the record too, of the password he got. So
and the wreck that he got into?
Record.
And the record.
Yes.
What do you know about his record?
I know he assaulted a security officer last year.
Objection, assuming facts not in evidence.
I got the record on my phone,
Sustained.
so.
Sustained. Okay. And that's the only thing that you're aware about regarding him?
Well, no, actually, my son.
Objection, hearsay.
Sustained.
I can't even say anything. I just said my son. I'm trying to tell you like about my son.
What about your son?
My son, yes, my son, it takes a lot of patience with him. And if you're a type person, you get angry real quick, and you're not like, that's what I was really concerned about, because I can tell like once all that happened with him trying to do that with me and my son, I know he can be a lot of times. So I was very concerned about my son being
How old are
harmed.
the children again, sir?
My son is 4 and my daughter is 8.
Okay. And I just want to make sure I understand something. So she didn't get to exercise any of the visits during the temp order? Mr. Jackson? Mom did not get to exercise any of the visits that I granted under the temp order?
Yes, she did. That's after it was like 2 weekends. After that, once that happened, that's when it stopped.
Okay, so what your testimony is, mom exercised according to the temp order that I put in place, her visitation for 2 different weekends. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And that would mean the children went over to mom's apartment, house, whatever, correct?
Yes.
And they were not supervised by you, correct?
No.
Okay. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Does boyfriend live there?
Yes.
And there weren't any issues upon their return?
No, there weren't.
Okay. Next question, Ms. Warren.
I'll pass the witness.
Your Honor, I have no questions for this witness.
Next witness.
I'll call Ms. Taylor. Ms. Taylor, do you have any response to Mr. Jackson's testimony regarding his request for non-disclosure of his information?
As far as response, yes. I'm not sure if I don't know if that means I can kind of elaborate on that situation or what.
If you have personal
Be
knowledge.
specific, Ms. Warren, with your question, please.
Okay. Do you have any personal knowledge of any, did you witness any conflict between your boyfriend and Mr. Jackson?
No, ma'am, I didn't.
Okay. So when is the last time you had any visitation with the children?
May 12th, Mother's Day.
Okay. And have you seen the children since?
No, I haven't.
Okay. And one of the issues with the temporary orders was your living condition. Has your living situation changed since last order?
Yes, I've moved since then.
Where are you living now?
I have an apartment. I'm in Balch Springs.
And how many bedrooms?
3 bedrooms.
Who all lives in that apartment?
Me and myself and my newborn daughter.
Okay. And so where would the children sleep, the 8-year-old and the 4-year-old, if they were to be allowed to stay overnight at your house?
They have their own bedroom.
Okay. And so are you, what kind of visitation are you requesting from the court?
I'm requesting really the original visitation that we had in place prior. And I would like makeup time as well, since I haven't seen my kids their entire summer.
When you say prior, do you mean of the temporary orders or?
Correct. Okay,
so you don't want the standard possession order then?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, the one that we agreed on. Yes. So the 6 to 6, I believe, was it?
6 on Friday to 6 on Sunday?
Yes. Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
So do you have transportation right now?
I don't, not at the moment.
Okay, so you will not be able to pick them up or return them to school. Is that correct?
Correct.
And are you wanting the prior arrangement for Mr. Jackson to bring the children to you and to pick them up to stay in place?
Yes, for the time being, but it won't
Okay.
be like that forever.
Okay, do you believe you need to be supervised?
Not at all.
Okay, if the court were to order the supervised as Mr. Jackson's requesting, is there a public place near you that you would want to do that?
I'm kind of in the country, so I would have to find just a localized place for the kids that they would, they would be comfortable. They're kids. They want to be kids.
Do you have anything in mind? We don't have much time. Do you have anything in mind?
Yeah, I have a few places in mind.
Okay, can you suggest something?
I believe that there's a mall not too far from here. Mesquite Mall. I'm not sure. Towns Mall. Something of that nature. But yeah, a public place is fine.
Okay. I'll pass the witness.
Destiny, just for time's sake, can you explain quickly what happened where you had gotten a job? Well, had you gotten a job right after we had the last hearing?
Right. I went ahead and got a job, a temp agency assignment where I was assigned to different properties depending on the assignment. And
your first assignment, wait, let me ask you a question. I'll go quickly. Your first assignment, was it a surprise where they placed you?
Correct.
And where was that placement?
This was at Mitchell's apartment complex.
Okay, and when you were there assigned at Mitchell's apartment complex, you had found out that your daughter was ill on a particular day you were working?
The night before, he told me she would probably be staying home. So yeah, she stayed home. She was sick that day. I was working.
And then you asked Mitchell if you could see her that day?
Yes, just go check on her on my lunch break.
And it wasn't any of your visitation days though, right?
No.
And so Mitchell got upset with you for asking to see her on a day that wasn't your visitation day. Is that correct?
Yes, I believe he got upset because I was working. I was near my child anyways. I was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you felt like he was upset because you had gotten an assignment at his apartment complex.
Correct.
And this was in May, the same date that he's talking about. He conversed with your boyfriend, right?
Correct.
Okay. So when you had the conversation about him, what did he do? Did he call your complex and cause you to lose that job?
Yes, but he did not call. He had a young woman call for him on his behalf. He didn't call directly.
And you found out that that he was the one who called and he spoke to your corporate office and he caused you to lose that assignment?
Yes, I wasn't able to work that assignment anymore.
Okay, and that assignment was just a 10-day assignment, correct?
Correct.
And at that time, you were 8 months pregnant, correct?
Correct.
And you were trying to work so that you could pay the child support that the court had just ordered, correct?
The whole reason I got the job, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you lost the job, you're 8 months pregnant, you ended up having the baby, you couldn't find another job, is that right?
Correct.
The temp agency didn't assign you anywhere else, correct?
Correct.
So you've had the baby now, correct?
Yes.
And you hadn't seen your kids since May, correct?
Correct.
And the reason that your boyfriend called was because he saw how upset you were and he was trying to help mediate something between you and Mitchell, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Did you hear or did you see the correspondence between Mitchell and your boyfriend?
I did.
And was there anything threatening about the correspondence?
No. My boyfriend had a 2nd-degree burn on his hand that he had received at work those prior weeks. So he wasn't even able to, if anything physical was implemented, that wasn't going to happen because he was injured at that time. So there was no insert of violence or any suggestion that anything was going to happen in that manner. He just wanted to talk to him.
Okay. But since then, you made sure your boyfriend didn't try to help mediate between you and Mitchell, correct?
He hasn't had no communication with Mitchell since then.
Okay, but you have continued to try to communicate with Mitchell, right?
Correct.
And you tried to get them to bring the kids back over to see you, right?
Every day that our order has stated that they're to come with me, I have asked Mitchell and been refused. And he
Okay.
knows I
And-
don't have transportation, so we can't meet at a public place right now.
Okay. And you also tried to help with get back to school stuff with the kids, right?
Yes, I was able to get my kids some back to school things.
But it was after Mitchell just didn't respond for a long time.
But I'll
Correct.
give you additional minutes, counsel, to finish.
Thank you, Judge. I knew that time was running down. But basically, you tried to ask Mitchell for his help with getting back to school, and what happened?
Well, I just asked what did my kids need? You know, was there anything else? I had already ordered them some things, but I checked in to kind of see what else they needed. I also asked to let me know if Mitchell could tell me what schools my kids will be going to this year, because my son is going into pre-K, so he can't go to his previous school. I never got that information till after school started, and I had to ask my daughter, what school are y'all going to? And then, you know, I've asked Mitchell, that was several times I asked him to inform me about these type of things, and he doesn't at all. I know nothing.
Okay, so you don't know whether you're on the school records as the kid's mom?
No, I would have to call the school directly and make my presence known, I guess.
Okay, but you have the name of the school now?
Correct. Yeah, now I know.
Okay, but you would like for the court to, or if you would like Mitchell to understand that you are entitled to all information about the children's doctors, dentists, schools, anything they're involved in, you're entitled to that information.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Can I not say
so
anything?
just
Because
No,
this is
no,
like,
sir, you're not the witness, and she's questioning Ms. Taylor. No, right now, you can't say anything. Yeah, go ahead, counsel.
And just to clarify, you're asking the judge, the court to order a standard possession schedule, and you said 6 p.m. on Friday to 6 p.m. on Sunday on the first, third, and fifth weekends?
Yes.
And with Mitchell doing the pickup and drop off, correct?
Yes.
And then on the midweek, I think y'all had Tuesday. Which midweek dinner visit are you asking for? Are you asking for the Thursday from 6 to 8?
Thursday would be fine. Yeah, Thursday would work, honestly.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's on every week, so that you don't go any week where you absolutely don't see the children. So you would get Thursday 6 to 8. You're basically asking for that very bare minimum, basic, standard possession schedule.
At least to see my kids
Okay.
Sunday.
Okay, and then there's a holiday schedule in there too. So you're asking for the standard holiday schedule.
Correct.
And you're also asking for your summer possession schedule, where you either have to pick a time by April 1st or you get the whole month of July by default. You're asking for that as well?
Yes, just because for this year I wasn't able to do so because of the birth of my other baby. But yes, for this next year I do want the whole month of July.
Okay, well, the judge didn't order it for this summer. She just ordered that schedule that you didn't get to exercise,
Right.
which you could have. And then you're asking, you already said with the AG asking you, you're asking.
Mr. Jackson, keep your video on. Cut your video back on, Mr. Jackson, and stay in the screen. Go ahead, counsel.
So you're asking for the judge to order some makeup time within that standard possession schedule. Maybe the best time for you is for her to order you extra weekends, that 6 Friday to 6 Sunday.
Yes.
To make up for the time you've missed.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is there anything else, Destiny, that you want the judge to know that'll help her make decisions in this case? Did I leave anything out?
No, ma'am. You pretty much covered everything. This has been an ongoing battle, and I just want to see my kids. I'm not asking for too much. Yes, in the sense of visitation and things, I don't have the transportation at the moment. It has not and will not always be that way. But there has been minimum cooperation from Mitchell, and it's been very hard to do my job as the other parent. Honestly, I don't think Mitchell wants me to.
That's enough. So, but what you're saying though is, in the future, if you get transportation, you want to be able to work with Mitchell so that maybe you can do some pickups of the kids. Is that your point?
Yes, I'll pick the
Okay.
kids every day.
They still able to talk, and I ain't never get to talk.
Mr. Jackson, stop. She was asking questions. You're not the witness.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay.
No questions, this
And
witness.
this what seems to be one of the dilemmas. I see twofold. Apparently, there's an issue between current boyfriend who resides at the home with Mr. Jackson, although maybe perhaps it's Mr. Jackson's perception or not. That's his issue. The most well, that's a prevailing issue, but also is the person that's wanting to exercise visitation typically is the person who needs to pick up and drop off. So if I order the visitation and even the makeup visitation, I'm not going to order Mr. Jackson to bring the children to you. You're going to have to figure that out yourself, unless that's something he wishes to do. So Mr. Jackson, whatever visitation that I order, are you willing to bring them to mother's home?
I can't do it every single time.
So are you willing to do it at all?
I can do it once, but I don't know if it depends on how it works with my car and my schedule.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be your prevailing issue. It won't even get to the boyfriend because he doesn't have to bring the children at all. The law doesn't say that he has to bring them to you. You're to pick and drop up, you're to pick up and drop off the children, Ms. Taylor. That's your responsibility. That's for you to figure out. So what I'm going to do is I will grant, and let me say this before I tell you what the visitation is going to be. One, Ms. Taylor, keep third parties out of the conversation between you and Mr. Jackson. It sounds as if the visits were going or at least occurring prior to your boyfriend getting involved. Yes, sometimes parents disagree and they have to work that out, but keep third parties out of those discussions. And I think you probably have learned that now, because now it has complicated the situation. But I will grant overnight visits. And I'm going to tell everyone how to appeal whatever you don't like of my decision. However, Ms. Taylor, you're responsible for picking them up and dropping them off. If he doesn't want to do that, then you won't see the children.
Yes, ma'am. And that, like I said,
and just listen to the ruling, because I'm finished with testimony at this point. And then for the makeup time that you were denied, I'll do the 5th Sundays until December 31st, the end of this year. And those times can be from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Again, that's for you to pick them up and return them back to dad. He has no legal obligation to assist with that unless that's what he wishes to do. I hope that you two can come up with something that's in the best interest of the children, and to always remember that's what you want to do, is to work together for the best interest of the children. If either one of you disagree with my rule and appeal my decision, you would have to file it yourself or hire your own private attorney. The Attorney General's office represents only the state of Texas and would not assist either of you.
Your Honor, did you mean the 4th Sunday? You said 5th Sunday.
What was your request?
We request standard possession schedule for 1st, 3rd, and 5th, but then you said makeup time was 5th Sunday.
And what was your request on makeup time is what I'm specifically asking you.
To be extra weekends, because she already gets the 5th Sunday because it's 1st, 3rd, and 5th.
I did. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So the 4th. The 4th. I apologize.
Okay.
Yes. The 4th Sunday, not the 5th.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Warren, what else do you need for your order?
I need the court to order court costs to be paid by the
Court
non-custodial
costs
parent.
to be paid by Ms. Taylor. It's normally 60 days from today's date. I'll give you a year.
Okay.
Anything else, Ms. Warren?
Nothing else. Just ask the court to rule on non-disclosure for father. And I don't know
Wasn't that already granted in the temp order?
No, it was for mother on third parties. but there
And
was
it's
no
based on
non-disclosure
his
for
test-
father.
And it's based on what his testimony is. No, no non-disclosure finding. Everyone have their addresses and phone numbers in the order. Keep third parties out the conversation. Okay?
The mother has non-disclosure based on a third party, her mother.
I understand. I
Okay,
understand.
so that stays in there, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, and so I'm not clear on your visitation schedule. Did you order
Okay,
standard
standard
visitation?
standard visitation,
Yes.
makeup visitation, 4th Sundays
Okay,
through December 31st, 2024.
and is it gonna be the 6 to 6?
It's 12 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Oh, no, that's the makeup, but the regular is just 6 p.m. on Friday to 6 p.m. on Sunday,
It's
The
the
standard.
regular standard visitation. Yes, ma'am.
but not the expanded. Okay, all right, thank you. I understand now. Thanks.
Okay. The parties and council are free to go, and
I-
he needs to go to choices and meet with
Yes,
Teresa. So
That's
make
what I was
you and your council will wait right here. They're going to put you in a breakout room with Miss Teresa Johnson.